Hello and welcome. You're tuned into the S33 Electrical channel here on YouTube. My name is Sam, and if you're new to the channel, I want to let you know that I am a master electrician going on 15 years in the trade. And today I'm going to share with you the tools that I use every day to do the work that I do. If your tools aren't quite here yet, don't feel bad. This is, like I said, 15 years in the making. And currently I've been doing a lot of repairs, maintenance, service calls, small to medium residential jobs. So every day is different. Sometimes we're doing four service calls in a day. Sometimes we're doing 2 small jobs in a day. Every day is different, so I got to be quick to adapt. And one thing I've learned throughout the years is that losing tools can be very expensive. It can add up quick. So being organized definitely has its perks. There's no telling how much money I've saved by just having my tools together here this way, not losing them. So what I do is a little bit unique, or I would say it's definitely unique. I don't think you're going to find anyone else that has their tool set up this way. Basically what I've done is I took a milk crate, I made some handles out of Romex, I took some leather pouches, put them in here how they fit, and this is my go-to container right here. It goes with me on all the service calls, all the jobs I do. And I'm going to run through real quick. We're going to do, I'm just going to show you what's in it. If you have been following the channel for a while, you know that I did this video about 2 years ago. I actually took it down and it's going to be replacing it because some things have changed. And I feel like this is as good as it's ever been for me as far as tools and organization goes. And believe me, I've tried it all throughout the years. I've had all kinds of different bags, all kinds of different tool belts, and this definitely works the best. I'm going to go through real quick and give you to show you what I have, maybe little tidbits about what they are. This is a pair of small channel locks. I call them my baby channel locks. Come in real handy for like light fixtures, and we're always pulling these things out, different things. Small channel locks. This is the knife I use. Definitely recommend this, especially for residential. What I like about it is it's an open blade, so whenever you pull it out, you're ready to use. I don't like things that I have to fidget with to engage them. And another thing about it is the head is small enough to get inside the boxes and strip out your cables. So I do recommend this knife. It's a Stanley number 199, and that's what I use. Here is my TIG tester by Klein Tools. Don't really have any complaints about this one. It's a good little TIG tester. Here are my side cutters, or dikes is what we call them. Just journeyman handle Klein Tools. These are my preferred strippers. I've had them all. What I like about these is they're small, they're lightweight, durable, and I've been using this set of strippers for probably 6 or 7 years, and they work as good as when I bought them. I had a set before it and they got lost, and they worked really well too. So yeah, they do the job, lightweight, durable, and I don't like the ones that have the clips like I said about the knife. I don't want to be fidgeting. These are just, you pull and they're ready. So those are my wire strippers. Here for screwdrivers, let me just pull them all out real quick, and we got a bunch to go over, so I'm going to try to do this with interest of time. But here I have my 3 flatheads. I have a trim, medium base, and this is my larger beater, and it's called a beater because we beat on it. And of course your trims for like wall plates and that sort of thing, and this is kind of like for doing like terminal blocks, AC disconnect or something like that. So those are my flatheads. These are somewhat new to the market. I believe they're called combination screwdrivers, and these tips are made to be compatible with your outlets, your switches, your devices, GFCIs. It comes in 2 sizes. It's a 313 and 312. The 131. I don't know if I said that right. It's a 131 and a 132. The 1 is for smaller devices like your GFCIs, your outlets, your switches, and I use this all the time. It works really good for getting a good torque on it. And then the 2 would be for like your dryer outlets. But definitely recommend that you pick these up. These are by Klein Tools. and I believe they're called combination screwdrivers, but I could be wrong. anyways, if you're really interested in getting them, I'm sure you can find that with what information we gave. These are my needle nose. I went with the Southwire brand on these because I wanted to have different handle colors for my Klein's needle nose and side cutters. So nothing really special about that. Needle nose pliers by Southwire. This is my Klein's. These are my Klein's, and I go with these by Klein Tools, yellow handle Journeymans. And what is special about the yellow handles is it has a crimper and also a fish tape puller on the bottom. So that's why I go with these. You can see that at some point these were blown up, but pretty solid pliers. And if you're gonna buy them, I definitely recommend that you get the crimper and the fish tape puller. Here's my level. Nothing too fancy, just a regular torpedo level. Here are my cable cutters. These come in. These are nice for MC and larger Romex cable, like A2, 6.2, and that sort of thing. It just makes it real easy to cut. So I keep these in the bag, and I don't use them a whole lot, but when I do, I'm glad I have them. Alright, here is the flashlight that I use. This is a Coleman Illumilast. Really good flashlight. I actually bought like 4 of these from eBay because somehow I ended up with one and I really liked it, so I bought a couple more and I have them just on standby for when I need them. But what's really good about these is it's a nice LED light. It's got a dim and a bright set, and it uses 3 AAA batteries, which is compatible with the tick tester and my voltmeter. So you know, not only do I have a flashlight, I have extra batteries if I need them. Here's my voltmeter. I got real lucky on this case. I bought this at Goodwill, just like laying loose. I think I paid like $1 for it. So I've been really happy with it. I've been using it for years now, and basically got it for nothing. Didn't come with a meter. And this is a Milwaukee voltmeter that I picked up from Home Depot years ago. It's been doing its job ever since I bought it, and I don't really have any complaints. So I would recommend it if you're in the market for a voltmeter. Keep these 2 extensions on my bag. Keep them in this pocket right here so they're kind of facing up and they're readily available. The 5/16, it's more or less on this extension just so I have it there and I can see it and it's there when I need it. But having the long extension with the Phillips comes in handy a lot because I use it for whenever I'm attaching a Carlon box to wood framing, or anytime I need to kind of get into something, I go with this long bit and it works out really good.
Doing overhead stuff too.
Yeah. So 2 long extensions with an extra Phillips and a 5/16 tip. Here's my impact. If you follow the channel, you know that I do say that quarter cable is the best value for the money. If you're trying to be fancy, Makitas are good, but for the money, I think quarter cable has the best value. I've had this drill for probably 4 or 5 years, and it still works as good as it did when it was new. So yeah, I think quarter cable is the way to go for power tools. Keep a ballpoint hammer. This is really good for residential rough ends, you know, for like stapling and different things. I use it all the time. Just a ballpoint hammer. Here I have a 5/16 and a 1/4 inch nut driver. Not much to say about these. They're just kind of, you use them from time to time. Good to have in the bag. Stubby Phillips. Here is a little claw tool, called a turd puller, but it works really good for like pulling things apart. I actually use it pretty often, and it's a good tool to have. This is a number 2 square or a number 2 Robertson, whatever you want to call it. It comes in real handy for like breakers and sometimes MC connectors and that sort of thing. Good tool to have, number 2 Robinson by Klein Tools. Here I have just a 16-foot DeWalt tape measure. I went with a 16-footer because I wanted it to be lightweight, and most things that I do measure, this works for. So that's what I went with, 16 foot by DeWalt. Keep an X-Acto knife with me. I don't use this very often, not really much at all, but when I do, I'm glad I have it. Every once in a while it comes in handy, or I should say every once in a long while. Number 2 Phillips by Klein Tools. That's pretty standard. When you want to do electrical work, you want to have a good Phillips screwdriver. This is the latest and greatest for Allen wrenches by Klein Tools. I really like these. It's a big upgrade from the old yellow ones, because whenever you're working in panels and you're like doing you're working in the panel, there's actually enough space to get in there and turn it, whereas before it was real short and it just didn't work out. This is the new one by Klein Tools. It's an Allen wrench set. Works pretty good. Happy with it so far. I'm gonna keep an outlet tester in here. Checking outlets. Here's my keyhole saw. Oops. And this is a scratch awl by Klein Tools. It comes in handy for like wall plates. If you're trying to install a wall plate and the switch is a little bit off and it's not lining up with the hole, you can use that to kind of correct it. And comes in handy for like scratching things too. That's what they call a scratch awl. Keyhole saw, scratch awl, both in the bag. Let's see, is there anything else in here? I've been carrying. I just went ahead and stuck this in here. Time to time you need it, and it's lightweight, so figured why not just do it in there. Here's my stud buddy, and the stud buddies are really cool. They don't require any batteries, and I'm actually going to show you right here on the drywall. You can see how the magnets, they will attach to the screws that's holding the drywall, and that tells you where the studs are. So it's a really neat tool, way better than anything that requires batteries. I've had a few of those, and this is definitely the way to go.
Yeah, it seems to work great on exterior walls too.
Yeah. Here is a 1/4 inch socket drive. I keep a 3/8 in here for sleeve anchors, and I'm going to show you my other bag, all the 1/4 inch sockets that I have. But basically it's a 1/4 inch ratchet by Snap-on. I paid a pretty penny for that. I think it was almost 200 bucks just for the ratchet. But I wanted a good one, and at the time I could justify it. I had the money, so I went ahead and got it. And I use this thing pretty often. Keep it in this bag with a few sockets. I got like a shallow 1/4 inch for taking down recessed cans. 3/8 for the sleeve anchors. I got a 5/16 for just in case, shallow. So that just goes in there and down to this pocket. That's it. Oh, there's a 5/16 tip that I think at one time I was looking for. So that's how it works. I carry all that in this milk crate, and what I do is I'll wear a tool belt like this. We have 2 of them. Me and Chris kind of we both have one. So you start the job, you got all your tools in there. You take out what you need, put it into this belt, and when you're done with the job, put everything back. Since everything has a spot and we know where it goes, when we're leaving, we can just kind of look over it and see that, oh, okay, all the tools are there, and we're not leaving anything behind. And that's really how how this thing is saving me money, by not losing tools. That's kind of the system I have. It works the best for me. Like I said, I've tried all kinds of different stuff with the belts and all that. So that's how we do it. Those are my essential tools. In this bag, I kind of keep the stuff that we need from time to time. This is just a Husky socket set. I bought this thing. I've had this socket set for over 10 years. And all the sockets are, for the most part, original. There might have been 1 or 2 that I've replaced, like the 10mm. No, that's still a Husky. I've been able to keep this socket set for a long time. I did replace the ratchet. The ratchet broke on me, and my grandpa had this one. It's a GM good wrench, and it gets the job done. It's not the greatest socket, or it's not the greatest drive in the world, but or ratchet in the world, but it gets it done. So It's just a standard socket set, shallow sockets. Put that later. This is a laser that Chris gave me. I haven't actually used it to do anything, but I've been looking at the ones by Bosch at Home Depot. They're about $220, and that's really what I want. But I'm just kind of keeping that in there for now. Maybe one day it'll come in handy. Here we go. These are so that snap-on ratchet I showed you. These are 1/4-inch deep sockets to go with it, and I have every size in metric and imperial. So whatever it is we're dealing with, most likely we have the socket for it. This is an Allen drive for a 3/8 ratchet, which comes in handy from time to time. I haven't used them a lot lately, being we've been doing a lot of residential work. Here's a set of Allens. I like keeping these because every once in a while you need this style that you can pull out and for whatever reason get into. Sometimes you see them on light fixtures and that sort of thing. So basic Allens, some 3/8 extensions, 3/8 fittings for the socket set I just showed you. I'm missing a pair of channel locks. It's on my list of tools to get, but you should have 2 pairs of channel locks about that size. I have a pipe cutter for cutting conduit that has wires in it. I don't use this a lot, but every once in a while you do need it, so keep that with me. I have a stubby flathead. This is kind of one of those things that you don't use a lot, but when you need it, you really need it. So stubby flathead. I got a number 3 Phillips. I don't think I've used this thing one time since I bought it. If I did use it, it wasn't on an electrical job. So I don't even know really why I'm carrying it, but maybe one day we'll need it, so not sure. Here's a crescent wrench. I used to keep a whole set of wrenches with me, but I don't use them often enough. I just kind of decided that I'm just going to get one crescent. This is actually the Crescent brand USA. If you're going to go that route, that's the one you want to get. And for whenever you need a wrench, it's there. I have an extra long flathead. I've really abused this thing over the years, just like twisting on it, and it's really withstood the test of time. I use it for like poking through walls and that sort of thing. This is like an old one without a brand name, but it's really done a good job for me. I've had this screwdriver for over 10 years, and it's just kind of stuck with me. Pair of 10 snips, wire brush. Here's another hacksaw blade. And here I keep a small flathead for terminal blocks. Comes in handy. Use them for like doorbells and HVAC thermostats, that sort of thing, and a small Phillips. They just come in handy from time to time. A 1/4-inch wrench I keep in here for if I take down recessed cans. Normally I would go for the snap-on 1/4-inch ratchet and just put a 1/4-inch shallow to take down the cans, but prior to having that, this is what I kept in the bag, so I just keep that on there. The 7/16, I'm not really sure why that's in there, but whatever. This is a pair of small needle nose, which can come in handy. There was one time I had to work on a control pad for a locked door, and it had a security key on it, and I was able to just put those in there and turn it without that key, and it really saved the day. So these do come in handy. Small pair of needle nose. They're actually smaller and longer than you. Let's see if I can get back to those. So like if you have a smaller hole and you need to get more in, they just work out sometimes. So that's that bag. There's a razor blade in here, just because you never know. Here are the power tools. We're going to do another video soon about the truck setup. I got the whole truck organized with these Milwaukee packouts, and you're going to see that in a video coming up real soon. But this is the power tools. These things click together, So it's actually a two-piece deal where this is for the tools, and I keep the see how they snap together. I keep the bits and the blades all on the top. Blades for the sawzall, you know, the unit bits, masonry bits, metal bits. Oh, I thought that was missing. Turns out we have it. So all the bits for the drills are here. Got the wood augers, and this just turned out to be a good spot for the caulking. So all the bits into there, and then below, keep this, and I think that will be okay. Is that gonna be alright, Chris?
Yeah.
Okay. Here we just throw our tools in here. Chris and I have been sharing it. So these are actually his. He's on Team Milwaukee. That's the sawzall. That's his drill. We keep a blow dryer for load testing. So sometimes you just need to do a load test. That's what that's for. Bigger hammer. Chris brought that to work. Pry bar. 100-foot tape measure. Pair of safety glasses. Case is getting kind of long on it. This is my Sawzall by Porter Cable. Nothing real fancy. I've had this for a long time. It's been working. Still works great. Oops. I use, for my drill, I like to have a hammer drill on my cordless, and that works out real good for you know, mounting things to brick or concrete. So yeah, this is my drill, the hammer drill. Oscillating tool for cutting drywall. It's time for a new bit. One of the downsides of these, the bits are very expensive, or relatively expensive, I should say. But it's nice to have for cutting drywall. This is a rotary saw, and this is really good for cutting out circles and drywall. They make bits for hardy board siding, that kind of stuff. I need some more of those kind of bits. The bit on here is for drywall. But that is a rotary saw. It just works real good for cutting out circles or really anything that you want to cut. Extra battery, chargers, and I threw some Sharpies in there. And that's going to do it. Those are the tools I use every day professionally. There are some other tools, of course, that go into the trade, you know, pipe benders and that kind of stuff, but just kind of like for the essential tools, this is what I use, this is what I carry, and yeah, just wanted to share that with you guys. Is there anything I'm missing, Chris?
I think we're good. I think that's all the tools.
Alright guys, if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Love to hear from you. Leave me a comment. That kind of lets me know what you want to see and what you don't want to see. I've done a lot of videos in the past where I don't get a good response. Those videos end up getting taken down, and that's just part of the deal, guys. I do these videos. I don't ever come on here asking for a handout or asking for anything. So it's just free information, and I want the channel to be good quality, so I'm only going to keep the videos up that really stand out. So if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more, definitely that thumbs up helps out a lot. And that's going to do it for this video. We'll be back soon with another one. Until then, y'all be safe, be cool. Peace.